You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will cause a whole lot of jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will have a whole lot of jumping shit.
What's going on, party people? It's your man, 50 Grand, the Godfather, Nate Milton, and you are about to listen to another excellent episode from the Nefarious Media Network. Since January of 2025, we have been putting it down for the crown, and we've been committed to bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned-up commentary as it pertains to the worlds of sports, politics, pop culture, pro wrestling, entertainment, and life. Yes, life. This thing that we are all just trying to get through day by day. An electric word called life, as the man used to say, and that brings us to the drive for 500. Yes, 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization, and 500 Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. That's our stretch goal for the year. Because if we hit those marks, it allows us the flexibility and the freedom and the funds, quite honestly, to do some more things here at the network, to be more consistent with our shows, to bring you new shows, and to bring some people on to help with production. So if you believe in us, man, if you believe in what we're doing here, because we got a lot of hard-working people, myself included, working 50, 60 hours a week at the shoot jobs, got families, got kids, got responsibilities, but we still do this, man, because we love this and we believe in this. And if you believe in us and you love the shows that we do, help us out, man. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. That's all we asking, because we are trying to change the game by any means necessary, even if those means may be nefarious.
It's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of jumping shit.
Hey, how y'all doing today? Welcome to Ring Theory. You hear the music, you hear the piano playing, you know that horn about to come in. I hope you brought your pen and pad to class, because we got something for that. So, with that today, me and my tag team partner, upper mid card, stand up. The Mafia is here. It's my man Jay Lacey. So where's Jay Lacey at? Come on, my man.
What it is, bro. What it do. How are you doing, brother?
You know, man, I'm doing good. I don't know if you've ever dabbled into anime like that, but I have chosen to go down a long road called One Piece. And I tell you, the road is not as long as you may think it is, because I have reached episode 1016, and it's just like
Oh wow.
Well, and I started this year, so like we've been in the grind, we've been in it, and we've been living it. So like that has been my big outside of wrestling focus is One Piece, and so hey, I'm on the Straw Hat ship now. I'm with them. I'm a part of the team. I'm trying to be king of the pirates too. So like I'm loving it. But what's been grabbing your attention outside of wrestling, outside of just this kooky world we about to dive into?
Bro, just work, just working. And, thankfully, the shift has changed a bit with working nights and had my sleep schedule, like Will Smith, turned upside down, bro. And outside of that, man, just it's been raining where I'm at, man. The last 6 out of 7 days, bro. So I don't know if I need to start building the ark or anything like that. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
I'm hoping all is well. I mean, I've heard it always rains in Southern California, but I mean, I'm hoping it's all is well. I'm hoping it's nothing unsafe in that regard. But
nah, we good, man. We good.
We getting hit with some of that rain too, but we also just getting hit with the cold. Michigan is it is not fun. It sucks. Like once we hit daylight savings time, it's just dark and gray half the time. 5 p.m. comes and it looks like 8 p.m. And it's just like, yo, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
we at work still.
We went straight from like 80-degree weather all the way, like 80 degrees one day, all the way down to 53. No breaks, no nothing, bro. It's just like a complete shift and change, man. So went from t-shirts to sweatshirts like in 24-hour period. No fun.
I miss a sweatshirt. Sweatshirt is just part of your outfit. Where's your rest of your coat? Where's your scarf at? If you leave your hat or your earmuffs, it's over for you.
I don't know how you do it, bro. Cause like for me, I don't like my weather colder than my drinks. I just don't do that. I'm a tropical creature, bro.
I like that. Hey, I've been trying to adapt for 33 years, and I'm still working on the formula. So we're gonna get there eventually. But
that's what's up.
Amongst all that in life, you got Santana losing his title to Frankie Kazarian in a random cashier gauntlet call your shot match.
Yeah.
Title. There's that. There's John Cena winning the IC title since we last talked, becoming a Grand Slam champion. Had his last match on Raw at Madison Square Garden in a trios match, six-man tag.
Yeah, 6-man. It's WWE. They ain't trios.
But with that, he had his final Raw, so that's happened recently. What has captivated you in wrestling so far, the weekly shows?
The main thing, if you want to get right into it.
Okay.
Blood and guts, bro. That's been like the main thing for me, as far as captivating my attention. To me, honestly, that was like pay-per-view worthy show they put on a Wednesday night. I mean, from top to bottom, it didn't feel like, it's like a 2.5, almost a little close to a 3-hour show. It didn't feel like it, man. It gave you all the emotion, all the blood, the gore, the entertainment that you could ask for in a show. I mean, hands down, that was like show. That was a show. That was a good show. Another thing that captivated me off the rip was what's his name? Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams the night before. That was a good match. It wasn't their best match out of the series that they've had, but I was really entertained by that. Even what's his name? Trick Williams getting cut, and them not stopping the match, which I was pleasantly surprised about. It didn't feel like it was out of place, because when you're in a fight, no one like calls time out and says, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm scratched up and cut up." No, they just kept it pushing, and it was a good match. It was a good it was like the appetizer before the blood and guts meal that came the next day.
I like that. And touching on Trick Williams, Trick has been on this New Japan. You saw them years ago, and they still do it to this day, but they call them excursions, where they'll send their young lions off to go do something.
Right.
WWE has had Dominic Mysterio and Trick Williams both as young lions going on their own mini excursions to TNA and to Triple A. So yeah. And having them win the world titles there and actually build themselves up as competitors. And so seeing Trick come out of that TNA run to do this and kind of like kill some time before his inevitability of moving up to the main roster, it's been cool seeing his growth and seeing him from the Trick and A and everything just growing. Not every match might deliver, but like you see him as like talent as an overall star growing more and more. So it's been kind of cool to see his rise over this past year.
Yeah, I mean his character development from when he first came on as the Diesel to oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank real quick. Carmelo Hayes is Shawn Michaels.
Hey, okay.
To see his growth from getting out of that shadow to develop his own character and to just bloom and blossom, it's in his in ring as well too. The evolution of his ring work, he's a very viable character. He's a believable character, and I'm hoping Triple H doesn't fumble on this one like he's done with so much other talent, But we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm not holding my breath on it.
There's a Three Stooges, there's a Three Musketeers, a big three growing in NXT that I'm gonna be mad if he fumbles any three of them. And we know that to be Javon Evans, Obafemi, and Trick Williams. Any three of them coming up and fumbling, I'm gonna be mad. So
right. I mean, those are three can't miss prospects right there. But somehow WWE will maybe figure out a way to miss and whiff badly on all three of them. And I hope not. But we'll see.
I mean, they might hit a Charlie Brown spin on you and then flip out and miss just like they missed that Cena heel turn earlier this year.
You calling Triple H Lucy? Just holding the football and just pulling it back off of Charlie.
But then he'll run to the plate and then pull it out up from under himself. And cost himself. So like, hey, because you pushing and de-pushing stars is costing you money.
Yeah.
I see Mello on the house shows getting this 6-7 stuff over, and I've had to now dive into what that even means.
Right.
I've heard the song and I was like, oh, we really stuck on that one part for so long. It said, I mean, kids and everybody 6-7. Oh, let's do it. Like, okay. He's getting popular. I see people talking and buzzing that up. So like, you fumbled him, pick the ball back up and let's run him down the field, but don't fumble the other three coming up.
Right.
But let's touch back on we was on Tuesday night. Let's move to Wednesday night. And Blood and Guts. I have felt some type of way about the women's build because to me it deserved a lot more. For the first ever Blood and Guts, it reminded me almost of like if you go back and watch the first Money in the Bank ladder match for women, it felt like, oh, we're just going to put the people that like the top people in that we can in this match that to say that, oh, I did it. Charlotte Flair's in it, so I can say I was in that first ever match. Oh, right. Because it feels to me that I could cut a little bit off if I'm gonna critique the women's match. I would love to trim it down to 5, and I'd love to take Mercedes out, and I'd love to take Harley out on both sides. I think they were just it's not that I don't think they were unbelievable or like not believable characters in the match. I just don't think they were. I think they weren't needed. Like I felt like that we were trying to hit the, hey, you were great this year. You did a great job. You've been putting in the work. Yeah, we're gonna have you be in the big match now. So come to Blood and Guts. And it didn't feel like this heated, built up cage match. It felt like hey, yes, there's some feuds in here that are building and brewing and fighting against each other, but we're celebrating the fact that this is the first ever women's match. And so like I want to see a sharper build, tighter teams and everything, but for a spectacle, to me, it was a better match than the men's match overall. Like I'm not going to critique that match and like down the women's match like that. I'm just saying, I think it was just too many people going about the whole match all together. Just a lot of people to track on the screen. Like 6-on-6 is a bit much in my opinion.
I can hear that. And you know what? I don't know if I would take either woman out. In fact, I don't even know if I would take any. I think 6-on-6 was the right move. I know that the story they're trying to tell with Harley Cameron and Willow is that they're trying to solidify as a team. And I said in one of the other shows earlier this week that I thought Harley Cameron really performed. That was like one of her best outings of her career. You know, I mean, she had that great match in Australia with Mercedes Moné, but I thought that she really showed signs of improvement in her ring work. And I think with a bunch of smoke and mirrors, with that being the blood and guts double cage match, she was able to perform and she didn't look out of place, so it's not, I'm going to say something that's probably not fair, but I think she would have done better. I think she did do better than what I think Penelope Ford would have done, so I just don't believe Penelope is at that level, even though she's a decent performer in her own right. But I think having Harley Cameron in there was the right call. I feel bad that Penelope was injured. She couldn't perform. Queen Aminata was another one that couldn't perform, but at least they got screen time, so kudos for that. For the women's match, I think they were very creative. I mean, having two of those ladies, escape the cage the way they did.
That was crazy.
That was super creative. I mean, I would have never thought of that, so seeing something
AI, is that real?
never seen before, and that, I mean, it's rare. I mean, our audience has seen a lot of professional wrestling. We've seen things done 100 times over, but I doubt we've ever seen something like that before. At least I've never seen something like that before, and that was very creative, But yeah, I think that was pretty creative. I think Mercedes bringing her belts into the ring, introducing those into the match, spectacular as well too. I mean, that just shows that how much, how many belts that she has, how many championships this woman is carrying around from airport to airport, city to city. Just basically flaunting her wealth and saying, "Here, you can have a belt, you can have a belt, you can have a belt. Here, let's beat up these. Let's get up against our ops and lay some paws on them." So overall, I really like the women's cage match.
And that's funny. The spot you bring up with the title belts, I think that's one of the reasons I was like, yeah, Mercedes don't need to be in this match. Because to me, when I saw that moment, I was just like, I'm Megan Bain. I'm like, I'm about to smack you with this belt. What you had? What you insulting me? Oh, I can't win it, so you gonna hand it to me so I can use it as a weapon though? But I can't. Nah, get this out of my face. What you doing?
But you're right. It was a backhanded compliment. That's what she was giving right there.
So, I mean, hey, big facts plays to the character for sure. No, the women's match overall, I had a ball with that. The fact that Chris was willing to take that nail spot, big ups to you. The fact that Marina Shafir was going as nuts as she was with the glass, stumping on the glass, and then stump on somebody. Wild,
bruh.
I just broke my favorite teacup like an hour ago. And I'm over here trying not to step on glass in my house, and she over here just full on stumping on it in a ring. Like, hey, she built different.
She different, yeah. I think that match was a star maker for her because I mean she got to show the blood sport version of herself in AEW, and that's I think what a lot of people have been waiting for is for her to show up in that form and for her to do it in that match. Brutal. And honestly, I think with her and Megan Bain, I think they're getting them titles. I think they're getting them tag titles, man. If they don't,
I've heard
it. Exactly. If they don't, they got to convince me with a good story to hook me on that because what she's been doing her work right now. I mean, just being the muscle to John Moxley and possibly even taking over at some point. I mean, could be leaving some breadcrumbs for that. So, I mean, I think that there's so many different stories that can be told from her point of view that's very interesting to me.
I like where you're going with the tag match, man, because that's where I'm leaning to. I can see Tony and Mina getting down there, but I think the story with Tony and Mina is losing. Because if you look at the last pay-per-view, when they both lost their belts and both lost their title matches, Mina said, "Oh, we have each other." Tony looked off into the distance. Tony wasn't like, "Oh yeah, you're right. We got each other. Like I feel better now." Like Tony looked off into the distance and had like a psychotic look in her eyes. To me, that's signaling her needing a change. She's been a really good baby face. I think it's time for her heel turn. I think she is going to turn on Mina. When Mina cost her blood and guts, forcing her to have to quit because Mina couldn't keep it together. And you could say it or frame it however you want, but she's a heel. So you forced me to have to quit. You couldn't keep it together. You couldn't stop getting whipped. What else was I to do? You would have died if I didn't save you. And how did you thank me? I asked you to win these tag team title belts with me. What did you do? You lost the match. Because I think Mina loses the match at the pay-per-view or loses that match for them when it comes time. And when that happens, I think Tony snaps. And if it doesn't snap, she doesn't snap then, and they get one more shot. The one more shot then is the final draw, and that dam is breaking. She's going to snap.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see Tony turning on Mina Shirakawa, and to all your points, I 100% agree with. But I just don't. Even though she might turn heel, Tony Storm might turn heel. I don't see the fans turning on her. I mean, she's that good of a character, that compelling of a character. They're not going to boo Mina. A lot of people are not just going to boo Tony. I think she's going to be one of those in betweeners, but heavily leans into the heel side of things.
Okay. Do you think she advances in a decade or so to advance the character as well?
Advances a decade, like in terms
like
of
a literal decade, like wherever she is currently, timeless is in time, advancing her like a decade forward.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I would love to see that. Almost like, speaking of anime, like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Hey,
I like where you're going with that, bro.
Hey, you spit. I had to take it. I did not understand it at first with JoJo's that they were just jumping ahead each season in time. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So, but bro, I like the pull.
I saw. I got into that a little bit, and then again, I just got lost with time and everything. But I introduced my son to that one, and he got into it. I mean, he's still going through it. And I was like, yo, crazy. But yep, I like that idea though. That'd be very interesting.
But that brings us to then talk about. Do you want to talk about the Falls Count Anywhere match? Do you have any thoughts about the Falls Count Anywhere match? Like, I thought it was cool. It was chill. It was a fun, breezy episode. So like,
yeah,
all matches involved. I felt like to me, UFC pay-per-view style of main event.
Yeah,
no fat, just all thriller. So
yeah, I think that was Powerhouse Hobbs, one of his better matches that he's had, if not his best match in AEW as a singles competitor. Adam Page is just this championship run is different for him. Is a lot different than his first one. I mean, his first one he seemed a little unsure of himself, unsure of his character. Now you've got the cowboy who's very sure and confident of himself and his skill set. Very, very comfortable getting his hands dirty in these types of contests where there's very, very little rules to no rules. Falls count anywhere. I mean, sheesh. I felt bad for Powerhouse when they got up on the announce table and his leg went through. I was like, yo. I was like, oh man. And then back body drop off. Lands tailbone first. I'm like, yo.
That bounce looked ugly.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast, man. But all told, like you said, the entire episode, even the filler portion when FTR went out there with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Again, it did what it had to do. It was a breather of a segment because you knew that the next match was going to be the men's blood and guts. So yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I'll say I thought it was breezy. It takes me back to those old SmackDown versus Raw style 2007 video games when you could brawl in the crowd and knock people onto electrical boxes and all that and make them explode. I'm like, childhood. Mighty Ridiculous, that's the same entrance where the Death Riders were coming out later on. And Mighty Ridiculous that, yes, the whole building's power is hooked to one spot.
Right.
Like, but it's all for the thrill. Suspend your disbelief. So, like, I like the fact that we're at least trying to make Hobbs credible enough that if he gonna lose, it took all this bouncing off of the announce desk on his tailbone, being thrown off of which way surface and hit with the edge of and the heels of boots and all this other to fall off surface. Cool. At least you made it worth it. But I also want to see my man Hobbs start winning.
Yeah. I think coming into 2026, hopefully he comes into his own and gets a singles title, whether it's the Continental Championship, something, just to set him apart and start building his singles run, because I think he should be a world champion down the line. But yeah, he's got to get some more reps under his belt. But I like where he's going. I like how they're handling him.
I fully agree with you. But hey, at this point, let's get to the blood and guts match, man. How do you feel about the men's blood and guts?
John Moxley never seems to disappoint with the whole make Jay cringe at some point during the match. When he came out there with the fork and he just started stabbing, because that's what it was. He started stabbing Kyle O'Reilly. After he did that, he got the fork and started raking the back of Darby Allin. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What are you doing? What are you doing to this man? Stop.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan. I think I'm starting to hit my limit of just carnage in pro wrestling, and I get it. It's for the sickos. AEW's for the sickos. But like, I also remember when AEW was just like the alternative that has a sports flair to it, that has an extreme element to it, but like we had a balance. Like, I'm ready for us to just take a chill pill, because I ask you, what was the difference between this and the lights out steel cage at Forbidden Door? What's
Two
the
rings.
difference? Just different people. I mean, Death Riders were in it. Just 2 rings and a roof now. Like, okay. Like, but I don't know. All in the same year, I need a chill pill. Like, I need the end of the Death Riders, or I need unless the Death Riders are not going to end, but like be a Judgment Day and shift. I need him to make a like good shift away from folks moving forward after this match, because it was good. I had a ball with it when it came to that ending, because that ending was emotional. That ending was something else, and I was with them in the end. They got me by the end of it, no matter how much blood and I didn't think I would be the type to be against all the blood and guts, I guess, but it makes the match stand out. But it hits just a certain point with, I don't know. I think John Moxley, personally, for me, and his style matches, but him crawling, screaming, not scream. Well, he was screaming at one point, screaming and grasping for life. And the fact that they have made Kyle O'Reilly to this level of a star now, from where he was just even a month and a half ago. It's nuts. It's nuts. That reaction, that's a shot. That's a shot for ever in AEW, of him grasping that ankle lock, grapevine, with that blood-covered face dripping, screaming as Moxley is just flailing for life itself. That is going to be something to behold. But at the end of the day, get on it. I would love to see an evolution in the Death Riders. If it means Pac taking over, I'm with that too. But I also don't think Pac's future is looking too bright either. So,
nah,
we can talk about that.
Not with the booking. But I'm glad you mentioned Kyle O'Reilly, because before he got hurt and he was gone for almost 2 years, they were slowly starting to build him up. They were starting to build him up, and he was winning matches. I think he won against Brian Danielson. My gosh. and he had some good wins, and he got hurt, unfortunately, out for almost 2 years. And I think they started this, cool Kyle character, and it's like, oh gosh. But I'm glad they're giving him a serious tone, a strong tone where he taps out Moxley not once but twice, and going into the pay-per-view, it's going to be very interesting how they book both gentlemen. So, but I really like the more aggressive, more serious tone that Kyle O'Reilly's taking. They just probably need to get him separate from the conglomeration.
My thing is, why can't the conglomeration just get more serious?
Because
Why can't I? Because I want a more serious OC. I want a more serious Mark Briscoe. I most definitely want a more serious Willow. I want a more serious, like, make Kyle more, get rid of the kookiness of Kyle, like, just make him switch. Like, you've been through a war. The goof is like, you can be the warrior who's goofy, but like, nah, I'm good with that. Like, be the killer. That's when you are your coolest. That's when you are cool Kyle, is when you are a killer. So stick to that. But no, what I want to see from the Death Riders next is I want to see evolution. And the evolution I want to see is consequences coming forward. That is, how many tap outs and how many major losses has that been in a row? The debt has come and it must be paid. So I need to see the next evolution, because I would love to see John Moxley take a backseat. I don't actually want him to even be kicked out. You need to sit back. Your leadership is not what is needed anymore. But we're not gonna let you just run off like no punk. We're not gonna beat you like no punk. You did treat us good while you were here, and you led us and gave us some prosperous times. But now, get in the back. I'm about to drive.
So who you picture taking that lead role? Somebody in house, somebody coming in.
I would like Pac. I would like Pac to take that role, because it's been long overdue for Pac to have a serious run. But with that said, is he? Because I think a serious run almost comes with like a title win. When is he going to get a title win that's gonna?
Yeah,
he's not getting that unified title off of Takeshita anytime soon. And I mean, he does, because Takeshita didn't have it yet. He's got to get it off of Okada. So like, we got to wait for that. I don't think the world title's in his future either. I'm sweating for somebody else on my list for their world title future. So I just don't think it's in his future for that either. So what does that look like? Maybe the national title, if we can like put some importance on it. Maybe he's like the second or third champion for that. But I don't know. Pac, I like Marina Shafir at this point.
Yeah.
I was with Chris taking over for it, but at this point, I like Marina, because Marina has done her due diligence. She's racking up wins. She is, to me, her next phase needs to be looking towards that AEW Women's Championship. I don't fully necessarily want it, but for storyline, yeah, that's where you got to go. That's not who I want on my list, because like, if she win it before Willow, I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
I think Willow needs a decent run with a good run with the belt. She's proven herself. I mean, in storyline, I mean, she's beaten Mercedes Moné already. So that has to mean something. In the story arc. But I think, going back to Marina Shafir, giving her the tag titles will occupy her until other things can coalesce and make that story happen. So that'll buy her some time, get her some more reps in the ring. I mean, she's not bad. I like when she brings that, her judo background or MMA background. She's a believable killer. So run with that, run with the tag team thing for a little bit, and give Willow a chance. Let's go.
I like where you're going with it, man. I like where you're going with it. So, but let's move on. Let's not only just lock in gear. Let's talk about Full Gear. Full
Okay.
Gear, the AEW pay-per-view coming up next from the Prudential Center in New York, New Jersey this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Buckle up, y'all. It's starting at 7 p.m. So this will go into Sunday. So prepare yourself. Hey, I'm speaking from the heart because they belong. We got
Yeah.
Hangman Adam Page, the champion for the AEW World Championship in a steel cage match, defending it against Samoa Joe. Good Lord. In a rematch after Hangman defeated Samoa Joe at the last pay-per-view. Who you got this match? Do you think Joe has a prayer of beating Hangman after losing at Wrestle Dream, or is it 2-up for Hangman?
We're in the cowboy era. I really want to root for Joe, and I'm rooting for Joe, but if I'm thinking with my head, it's cowboy. Adam Page is going to run away with that, and I mean he's in his element. Steel cage. We've seen the worst of the cowboy with these matches he's been in. With Swerve Strickland. We saw the ultimate form of Adam Page, and I hope Samoa Joe's ready for it. And Samoa Joe, of course, he the big bully himself. He's going to give him a fight. I think it's going to be a great match. I just don't see Samoa Joe coming out on top with the title. I would love for that to happen, but like I said, I think we're in the cowboy era right now. So that's my thoughts.
And I'm with you on that as well. We are aligned and in sync with that. Hangman, so far, his 2 world title reigns have had a formula. And it's how he wins it. It's how he starts defending it. His TV matches. And then I'm having a big concern of how we're building up to the ending part of the equation because it's double up wins over a repeat person at pay-per-view to then drop it at the next pay-per-view. He defended it against Adam Cole twice on pay-per-view to then only lose it to CM Punk at Double or Nothing, the next pay-per-view after. And so, is he going to lose it to MJF at World's End next? A strong possibility because Max could be back on the way very, very soon. What do you think?
I think that's a strong possibility. I think that's a very realistic possibility of that happening. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen MJF on AEW TV. I know he's been doing movies, and I think those are wrapped up already. So get him back on the roster full time. Him and Adam Page have good chemistry together too in ring. So again, I would love to see a second reign for MJF and see what he does this time differently than the first time, similar to what Adam Page has been doing with the belt this time. So I would like to hold off on MJF getting the belt, but logically, I think it makes sense for him to be in the mix. He's still got the contract to cash in, so we can see how that works out and go from there.
I had my order of champions, and it had to go Hangman, Darby. So I think Darby has to have a good, credible, big win for his AEW championship. But I don't think he has it for long because I think it goes MJF, and then MJF. I'm sorry, dog. We're gonna have to get you a body cast because I know somebody who hurts people, and they coming to get that belt from you. So that, spoiler alert, that might be giving away part of one of my predictions for a later match of who might or might not be winning said new title.
Yeah,
but I think Bobby is just like Swerve Strickland last year around this time in the first ever Continental Classic. When the belt was just being established, it was like, oh, this could distract him and hold him off from the world title. I was like, nah, I don't want that. I want world title gold for Swerve. And Swerve got that world title gold. Well, this could hold Bobby. Nah, it's not going to hold Bobby off. Bobby got world title gold on the mind. I think the belt needs to do a little movement I don't think it's gonna hurt to do a little movement. And I don't think Darby being a short-term world champion, I think it's all in the chase, and I think Darby is the best when he's chasing. So let's see him go and him bumping into Bobby Lashley as well, trying to get that belt back. I think that's a fun match too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The threat of Darby Allin, MJF, and Bobby Lashley. Come on now, at Revolution next year, I can hear it already. I can see it already. Or maybe not Revolution. Maybe that's way too soon. But sometime next year. Throw it next year sometime.
Well, how long is Swerve supposed to be out for? Because I see him jumping right back into the title picture as well.
And I can see Swerve taking it from Bobby. Because Swerve had that loss to Bobby at Full Gear last year, was it not?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did lose it. I'm not sure what show, but yeah, you're right. He did.
And they never revisited it again.
He can get his get back, yeah.
So I like Swerve coming back to look at that belt too, man. Hey, look at us planning out for the future. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, but another person who is, I think we got a little equation going on for this next match is definitely going to be the AEW Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander, champion, defending her belt against the TVS, the Ultimo Monet, Mercedes Monet. We could have a potential MMA math situation going on here. Because Mercedes could not defeat Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Toni Storm could not beat Chris Statlander 2 times. Mercedes was able to beat Chris 2 times. But now that was old Chris. Is new Chris gonna be able? Maybe it's better than the new Coke. Can new Chris go to the next level and show that, oh, my MMA skills have increased and I can actually defeat you? Or is MMA math going to come across and the person that Mercedes is Mercedes now just going to take the belt away from her to circumvent the fact that she couldn't beat Toni to get the belt? Is that the MMA math we're looking at right now?
I think that Chris Statlander is going to do her best. Mike Santana dropped the title in her first defense to Mercedes Monet. I think Mercedes Monet is going to come back and get the title. To your point, she couldn't get off a timeless Toni Storm. So she going to go ahead and get Chris Statlander. And I foresee that happening. And that's going to make an interesting women's next contender, come out from the whoever it may be, whether it is Willow, whether it is Chris getting her rematch. And, I just see Mercedes is getting all these world championship title, opportunities. She's got to cash in on one of them.
I mean, you're right, but like, how are we going to get rid of all the rest of the belts?
Same way they did when Kenny Omega was on his championship quest, lose them one by one to have this mighty downfall. I mean,
but which one goes first?
What's that?
Which one goes first?
One of the independent ones, man. Little by little, basically the story's going to be like she's overextending herself and she's just basically not going to care about some of these other ones. Hey, I can let this one slide because, how many ladies are on the roster anyway? She got lucky. And then she goes on this unlucky streak and starts losing these championships one by one until, she's got nothing left but the TBS title and maybe the world title, and it all falls apart. The empire has to crumble at some point.
I fully agree with you, and I like the idea of it back in Texas. I don't like it anymore. Like, she should have beat Toni back then. Like, that was a big match. She should have just beat Toni then. Like, because what was Athena's loss for? What, like, I guess it's making Toni bigger, but then Toni lost. And so, and that's inevitable. Like, that's a thing of life. That's a thing of the game. That's how people progress and grow in the story.
It makes a story a great story to be told,
but it's not a great story for us. I'm looking at it like this. I'm not gonna have her lose. I'm not gonna have Athena lose. I'm not gonna have Mercedes lose, and then have Chris turn around to lose back to Mercedes, basically invalidating all the other losses, trying to build up Chris for Chris to then lose 3-0 to Mercedes again. Like that, I can't do that. I can't go down that road. Like I hear the big belt collector story. I see all of it. I hear you. She's got to drop them belts first. And to me, go into squalor, then find yourself getting bailed out of bankruptcy, and then find yourself back on the board, going towards, I don't know, win the Owen a second time in a row, and actually win at next year's All in London.
Okay.
All where it began, where you were in the crowd, looking down at the ring, smiling and waving. Now you're winning the belt at the biggest show of the year. But like, I don't think her winning it now with all them belts on her, it's gonna be like the Triple H meme of him with all the belts, but like real. And I think it's gonna turn some people off and like in a way just to the whole thing. And it's putting the entire every division on her, including the ROH Pure division. The TBS, who can grow in this company if all the mid-card belts, if the world, there's nobody who's growing.
She's making the division. I mean, she is the biggest name in women's wrestling today. Bar none.
I hear you. But let's grow some names to then challenge that person.
I think she gave Red Velvet a good match. I mean, Red Velvet looked pretty good last night.
I fully agree. But she don't need the pure title and the world title. She just don't need it. We gonna see.
She doesn't. But right now, it's like, hey, enjoy the excess belts that you got, because when's the next time this is gonna happen again? I'm enjoying. I mean, it's like when we had when Michael Jordan was playing at his prime. When's the next time we gonna see greatness like this? And then we got Kobe Bryant. When's the next time we gonna have greatness like this? Right now we got Mercedes Moné. You know what I'm saying? She was over. I mean, she was in Charlotte Flair's shadow for a long time, but she still managed to get up out of that, and she's blossomed and grown to Ultimate Moné. I love it. So hey, if she could go and win the world title and represent women's wrestling, put AEW on the map, not only for just women's wrestling, but AEW proper worldwide, you got to ride that train, ride that Monet train.
Okay, all right. Well, brother, I will see you at the crossroads. So
I ain't mad at you.
Hey, but on this prediction, you going Mercedes?
I'm going Mercedes. I'm going Mercedes on that one. Yeah.
I'm saying this. I'm going Chris Statlander as my Dustin Poirier. She's saying that, hey, Conor McGregor, I'm not the same kid that you knocked off the block when I was younger. I'm about to put you to sleep, Conor. And I think that's what we're going to get in this one.
Don't get me wrong. I do like Chris Statlander. I like, that she's starting. I'm glad she got her first world title run. I'm happy for her. But it's Mercedes time. Mercedes time is now. So
I got notes for Chris, but I'm picking Chris, but I got notes for Chris too. But, but no, at this point now, I need to see Chris grow in this role, and I think it's Mercedes' time to put that back down on the mat. Whether it's that super cool pin maneuver they use on each other or whatever is going to be.
Okay.
I want to see and they are very good at the technical. So like, give me high level technical. One of the best AEW's women title matches, but don't tout it. Just do it. And then have us tout it after. So, but hey, can't wait for that. But with that, we got the tag champs. Brodito and Brody King and Bandito against FTR. Do we have new tag champs, or do we have another crazy defense?
again, my heart wants Brodito to win, but logically, from a storyline standpoint, I'm running with FTR. And here's why. 3-time tag team titles in AEW. The only reason why I kind of hesitate in saying that FTR was going to win is because what do you do with Brodito if they drop the titles? You know, Brodito is they're on a great run. They're the tag team that I didn't think I was going to like, but I love them. You know, they're the tag team we didn't need, but we got them. We deserve them. And they are, you know, they're very entertaining together. If they drop those titles, then what happens? Do they go their separate ways? Are they still a team? Are they in the chase? What happens? You know, but even though I'm pondering all that, I still got FTR winning because you still have Adam Copeland coming back at some point with Christian Cage, and before both of those guys retire, they're gonna get their hands on their titles, and I don't think they're gonna go through Brodito to get them. I think it's gonna be FTR.
Okay. I like where you're going. I agree that FTR is definitely going to win. I also think, what do you do with Brody King and Bandito after this whole thing? You take them down the 03 Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle route, where you have them be good friends and you show skits of them. Because what I think I love the most about that match with them and Okada and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream was the fact that literally, oh, I got one arm. You can do it. Yeah, and like he's just encouraging him to hit that 21 plex. And like the fact that then Brody, like Bandito charges up and basically does it. I'm like, that friendship. Like, let that friendship grow them both. Like the tag team brought a friendship to the screen. Now let that actually fluster and grow and send them both into the Continental Classic. Whether they have to be on opposite sides of the block or on the same block. Because maybe there's more drama in that because then they have to actually wrestle each other. And if it comes down to actually Brody King then beating Bandito, I maybe not only am I the person with that confidence into you, maybe I'm just the better one of us too, but yet you're the world champion. So then let's just have a spirited, fun world championship match. Maybe then Bandito gets that win back that then has Brody King snap. We get a rematch, but now a heel Brody versus that Bandito, that bandit we all love.
Now you when you said a heel Brody, that just brought something to mind when his original partner comes back. His name escapes me right now. Matthews, Buddy Matthews.
Yep.
When he comes back, what's gonna happen then? Are you just gonna forget that this one of your Hounds of Hell partners? You gonna put him to the side, or what happens? You know, so that's very interesting. Because I was thinking, like, even if they don't, formally break up as a tag, or if they do break up as a tag team, no one turns on each other. Like, you know what, we had a great run. I'm gonna go do my thing. You go do your thing, and best of luck to you. You know, that would be a unique way of just separating them without having someone, put the knife in someone's back proverbially. So
you got that already. Did you not see how the House of Black broke up? They said, we're putting our black down. Everybody, we're gonna go our separate ways. And literally, they had that video of all the characters walking off in a separate direction. You got that with Brody.
You're right, but I think they were. Well, he was still teaming with Buddy Matthews on that. So, are you just saying that Brody King is more peaceful than anybody because he's the linchpin in all this?
I mean, he was the big talker in the group. He could cut promos too. He was always dropping those in the dark promos and dropping scriptures and whatnot and fading away. So gives him a singles shine. It gives him even the opportunity. Like, why not have Brody King beat Bandito for the ROH World Title? People like Kyle O'Reilly have had opportunities to run with that belt and grow as champions. Roderick Strong has. So, like, why not have a Brody King run with that belt and be a monster and then have somebody have to take him down, or have Bandito work his way back to take him down?
I'm not mad at that either, because I did forget about the ROH, world title, so that's not a bad suggestion.
That's the only reason why I don't think it's peaceful is because I've lost the one gold I had. And let me look at your gold. Hey, what size that gold? Let me hold that. let me hold that gold.
Tuck your
But
chain.
now, talking about tuck your chain. We're talking about new chains and new shoes. The AEW National Championship, brand new in a casino gauntlet style match. Number 1, Bobby Lashley. Number 2, Shelton Benjamin. Starting the match. Who do you have as the first ever inaugural champion? We have other competitors also like Ricochet,
right,
Speedball, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and more.
I really want Shelton Benjamin to come out on top. The reason being, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, Bobby Lashley, I would love to see him in the world title picture. This will occupy Shelton Benjamin, make this the Workers' Championship, almost like the Intercontinental on the WWE side. That's supposed to be the Workers' Championship. And Shelton Benjamin's been putting on some bangers lately. I mean, the super kick he put on Mike Bailey, that dude.
Night.
Like a shotgun blast, you know what I mean?
Sweet.
So for that, I mean, Shelton's making a case like, yo, give me the ball, I'm gonna run with it. So I really don't want to see those two brothers go at it, but that's where we are. So I'm still gonna run with Shelton Benjamin as the inaugural champion.
I get this is going to be an iron sharpens iron moment. I don't really think this is ever going to be. Maybe there might be a shot that goes off between the two of them before somebody else comes off that gives a like, hey yo, you swinging real hard. Like, hey, I thought we was just sparring.
Yeah.
But you really trying to take my block off with that? What was that? But I think it's Shelton. I want to go with Shelton because my heart says that Ricochet beat Shelton for it later down the line, almost in the same way that you had a Dustin Rhodes take the TNT title and then have Kyle Fletcher win it.
Okay.
I think you get Shelton that chance to run with it, be the inaugural champion in the same way that MVP kicked off the Intercontinental Championship in New Japan, the IWGP Intercontinental. He was the inaugural champion for that. So and Shelton, at this point, being such the worker that he is, let him work with some of those younger talents. Let him work with a Kevin Knight and have a match for that. Because Kevin Knight's pinned Shelton.
Oh.
So let him make reference to that. It was on a collision. I want to say before all it, but literally have him call back to that and say, hey, yo, I want to get a match against you. Run it. Boom. Run back the Speedball match. Boom. Have him lose again. Then eventually have Ricochet sneak around, slither, and get it from him. Otherwise, if it's not Shelton, it's Ricochet. I can because Ricochet's been clamoring for gold. So
or I could actually either Ricochet would be my number 3. I would love to see either Shelton Benjamin or Bobby Lashley just run the gauntlet. Just to show how dominant either one of them are. Tell that story. Look, we started off 1 or we started off at number 2 and went the entire gauntlet. We earned this. We hurt people.
So we get the first ever 21. You ever played 21? Gauntlet match. We actually finally see all the competitors come out for the first time in this one. You think? Because this ends whenever they get the first
AEW pay-per-view. It is an AEW pay-per-view.
True that. You ain't wrong.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think we're gonna get all 21.
Okay.
We ain't getting all 21. If we're gonna go the betting route, which I would not, endorse anything because we're not, endorsed by DraftKings or anything like that. I wouldn't bet on wrestling at all. But if we were gonna put an over/under, I would say put the over/under at 11.5.
Okay, 11.5. 11.5. We got a half a body out there. We got a half a body out there.
We may get one of the little wrestlers that come out. Who knows?
I was gonna say somebody really was hurt. Half of their body there. But any surprises that you have? Because I'm gonna be very transparent. I don't have any surprises. I haven't even thought of anybody potentially who could. Oh, I mean, I don't really feel like that's a surprise because Mystico was there in Texas. So, but
Okay.
Mystico.
We could get some people from CMLL that make an appearance.
See, anything any New Japan?
Gabe Kidd, maybe?
As a dark horse, I slightly wouldn't be mad at Gabe Kidd winning.
I mean, he was on the last show.
Yeah.
Maybe a Gabe Kidd shows up. I don't see like a big name free agent making a debut in this show. If so, I would be very surprised, but there's only one, maybe two names that come to mind, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna pop up.
Oh, you don't think we get a Killer Cross in here, winning the national title to kick it all off?
I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean,
Tony on Tuesday said they hadn't talked, but I mean it's Thursday, Tuesday to pay-per-view on Saturday. We got time to have a couple phone calls.
And remember, I mean, have you watched any of the Killer Cross the documentaries that's come on YouTube?
Not yet. But
Okay.
I got YouTube Premium, so now I got the time.
That's the only way to do YouTube, bro, is the premium route. I've had it for a few years, and I have not watched any commercials on there in like I said, a few years, bro. That's the only way I can do it. But I would take the time and watch those, man. He's very transparent. He's a great storyteller. Very compelling, easy watch. It would not surprise me if he were to show up. I don't anticipate it, but if he does show up, good for him. Because again, remember he was going by Karrion Kross, and they were saying, "Hey, Karrion Kross." I'm like, okay, look, he's still signed with WWE until he goes by Killer Kross. That's how I know it's over, because WWE is not going to call anybody a killer. They didn't do it Killer Kelly. They didn't do it Killer Kross. He's not a killer. He's back online as Killer Kross. So if he does go, cool. But that would be my only surprise if he were to show up.
Okay, I rock with that. All right, well, we gonna move on to the TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. If Mark Briscoe loses this match, he has to join the Don Callis family. And so for that reason, this match is no disqualification for no excuses. Kyle Fletcher win this match, right?
Oh, yeah. He winning this match.
I'm telling you, here's the story. I didn't think they were going to wrestle again until the Continental Classic because they had a match last year in Continental Classic, so I thought they were going to do it again. I think they do it again this year. While he's a part of the Don Callis family, and he has to lay down in that Continental match to give Kyle the point, and there's a conflict in him, and maybe then he squabbles out of it, and then then they get into their next match, and he actually beats Kyle in that match. That's where I think he gets his actual first big win over Kyle in the Continental. And I think that's how you do it, is him being a part of the family, being indentured. So I'm not gonna say that S word. He indentured.
Yeah.
And that's what he got to do.
Not mad at that train of thought, because I mean you're on the same. I think it was Dr. Chris had this very, very similar thing, being a part of the family and just being the indentured servant to the family. You know what I mean? So I see it as Kyle Fletcher winning as well too. And this also lends to my belief that this will probably be the end of the conglomeration. We want a more serious conglomeration. Okay, you can either have a serious conglomeration or no conglomeration. We'll just give you none. So everybody breaks up on their own and goes from there. You still have Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong together. Hopefully they're not called the Paragon anymore. You get you get Willow off doing her own thing with Harley Cameron, and you also have Orange Cassidy just doing Orange Cassidy things. So yeah, I think it's the end of that. And Mark Briscoe, if his family's in attendance, he's definitely losing. He's gonna let his family down.
That's tough. That's tough. Tough. But big facts indeed, because he will be taking that L and letting his son down that he always loves to bring up. That's why I bring his son up. Hey, well, he gonna let that son down. So that's tough. You
Well,
say he
you
got
know-
a family to feed. Well, looks like you gonna be working for the DC.
Well, last time I went and said that, hey, ain't no way Mark Briscoe is losing or winning against MJF, and he turned around and he surprised me. He won, So who knows? It could happen, but I'm really leaning towards Kyle Fletcher because they're building him up. They're building him up to be a future world champion, probably within the next 18 to 24 months. So,
For my One Piece watchers, this reminds me of in Sabaody when they weren't strong enough to defeat that current enemy, and Luffy yelled out, "Yo, we gotta go. We ain't strong enough, dog." Like, and then people start getting scattered, so he had to send out a message: "Hey, meet back at the place we were last at in 2 years. Do your training." So this is gonna be the time skip. Kyle O'Reilly's going down his time skip route. Willow's going down her time skip route. You gonna have OC to me. OC, who could also be somebody in the national title match, the gauntlet match. I think OC is gonna be down his time skip route to get more serious. And Mark is gonna go down his route to then have to break away from his chains and free himself and feed his family again on his own dime. But he gonna then everybody will reunite because they didn't do that new intro and all that for nothing. So they're gonna have to shelve it away for a little bit for a few months, but they're gonna bring it back. It's gonna be like a bigger moment when it actually comes back. So like it's the time skip. I see this. I see what you're talking about. We do have to depart, but we will be back soon. So
okay, I'm not mad at that.
Picking up what you put down, but we're too broke. We gotta get more money. That's the Young Bucks because they are now in $1 million match with Josh Alexander as their trios partner against the Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega. Who's gonna get this $1 million bag?
My favorite wrestler and his two best friends is the boy and the dinosaur, Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express, I think wins. And I think what's going to happen is something similar to happened last night where the family gets involved and they're beating the three up and the Bucks have some kind of heart and they're like, do I or don't I rescue my friends? And ultimately they turn on the family and they're going to decline the offer and all 5 of them get beat up. And that gives something for another feud with the family because there's like 27 of them. So that gives them something to do against the Bucks, Jurassic Express, and Kenny Omega.
Okay. I see where you're going. So Kenny gets the money, correct? Kenny and Jurassic Express, they up.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
I beg to differ on this one.
Ooh.
I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to say Josh Alexander is going to be the reason why they get the money. Because I do think the Bucks are going to be very competitive to a nature once they get up in that match. But then, yeah, they're going to have some heart. And I think Josh pulls the trigger whenever that moment comes to help that match go over. And then when they're going to choose the money over the friendship right now. But they're going to feel guilty about the money, never actually get the money, and the family's going to cheat them out because they saw the weakness in the match to begin with.
Okay.
Yes, they're all going to jump. The family's going to jump Kenny and Jurassic Express after the match, I think, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I think then what comes next is them getting jumped, like the Bucks getting then jumped, like almost Randy out of an Evolution style on Dynamite later that week. Well, everybody's kind of been waiting for John Moxley. I think that's what's going to be coming for the Bucks because I don't think the Bucks join the family, but the family going to be like, ha ha ha. We did get that cash from you. We took the $1 million off of you. We cheated you. We made you look like goofballs, and we made you turn on your best friend. Look at you. So then it's a harder road for the Bucks to have to work their way back with Kenny. It's a bigger it's just a bigger reckoning between those two that they have to have, and then for them to reunite. Because I don't want a big match. We just had Anarchy in Arena. We just had the Lights Out Steel Cage match. We just
Yeah.
blood and guts. I don't need another big person match, and I don't want another all-star tag team match. I need a break.
Well,
Too many all-stars.
here's why I'm thinking that may it could happen, but if you go back and watch when Don Callis was saying that Takeshita was going to be in the match on Saturday, and you saw the look that Okada was like, crap. I think he's feeling like Takeshita is the crown jewel, and Okada should be the crown jewel in the Don Callis family. So I think with Okada and the Bucks, there's got to be something where, they all slide out the family. Do they link back up with Kenny Omega because relationships in the past? Possibly, not right away, but that's a thing. So if the family jumps the Bucks, I don't think Okada's going to be on board.
Oh, I think Okada's fully on board.
Oh, really?
Did you not hear him? Hey, time is ticking. Make your decision. He said time is because look at how Don has treated him. Don said, I have an alpha. And then a Rainmaker came out of nowhere. He said, move aside, dog. I've got my shiny coin that I'm going to parade around. Okay. I'm going to help him win this match against Kenny at All In. I'm going to do this. I'm going to promote him. I'm going to ignore his BS. I'm going to make sure to just get him down the path he needs to because I have what we were trying to get in the first place. When we were in Japan, I was training Kenny to take this man down in the first place. And now I have him. I have the crown jewel. I have what Kenny took forever to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I have him now. So, yes, I'm going to utilize him to the max. I think Don's so happy to have Okada, and Okada's so happy to be pampered and treated the way he is. He's chilling. He's chilling. It's that pushing out Takeshita that's going to treat him and have him turn into the babyface version of Takeshita that he will become because of heel Okada. Okada has to turn on everybody. Okada is the big bad. When you had him win against Omega at All In, I didn't think that was the decision, but to me, you're building him up now to be the big bad. He's the next big bad. And so around the Don Callis family, he is the crown jewel. Instead of to him, it's like if Bobby Heenan was able to finally get Hulk Hogan into the family. I've been grabbing all these people to defeat you. A Will Ospreay to defeat you. A Kenny Omega to defeat you. Well, now I've got you, and now you're in the family working for me. And so that's what to me, I equate that to, is literally him finally getting Hogan into the family to then bolster his family up to max status. Okay. So it's going to end with Don, and I'm sure there's actually going to be another Kenny and Okada match down the line. So I think it then ends with Okada, Kenny, and Don. And maybe even sprinkle in Will, because Will was brought into this whole thing too. Right. But there has to be some type of ending event with Don Callis. But that's years down the line, I think. I don't think
Yeah, that's at least early 2027.
Yes, indeed. So enough of the futuristic talk. We are going separate ways. We've met at the crossroads once again.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got Kenny and Jurassic. I got Josh and the Bucks. But with that said, we got Pac, the bastard himself, against Darby Allin. All rules, all regulations. DQs are in everything. A regular match. That is what we are touting this one, a regular match. And I think Darby Allin's just going to get this man, in my opinion.
I think Darby's going to win, but by disqualification.
But then what's the point?
Well, that is the point. I think somebody's going to interfere, Gabe Kidd, and that's just what it is. Outside interference. No. They're going to get caught red-handed. It's going to be a great technical match because Darby Allin is a great technical wrestler, and you don't want to make Pac come back and lose, via pinfall. Even though if it does happen, I wouldn't be shocked. But I really think that it's going to be outside interference because it's the Death Riders. That's what they do. That's their calling card. And then once they get disqualified, then more members come out and jump Darby Allin because Darby Allin has a vendetta against the Death Riders.
But then it's a never ending story, and I can't do
this is Tony Khan booking. This is not, it's Ring Theory booking. That's what I foresee happening. I mean, I don't think anything other because they have to have a show Wednesday night.
I'm equating this win against Pac. I'm trying to think of like person in the past, a moment in the past. I don't know. You know what? I do know. I'm gonna equate Darby beating Pac to be Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan on the way to SummerSlam 2013.
Okay.
When he needed that win to bolster him up to make him a little more serious. Yes, I might be going out of order because then he had to face John Cena and he beat John Cena and make him up to the next level. We've already had our John Cena-esque level with John Moxley. We made the man I quit. We did all that. We beat him in blood and guts. I don't think we need to go any further, in my opinion. But I think Darby's on the road to the world title. The Death Riders are going to have a different focus after this match, and it's damn. We need to get our stuff together. We legit can't beat this man.
Yeah.
Like him, his uncle, and the Gray, everybody that he know. We can't, we losing. And you keep tapping.
Yeah.
What you doing? So like they need to be focused on themselves. And so I'm hoping Darby gets the big win, stacking these wins up to eventually face Hangman. Whether it's at World's End, he just calls him out man to man. I like the fact that we can do the MJF match at World's End, and it's when MJF lost the title and cool and all that. But I'd be good with just skipping him and having him cash on Darby, and instead having Darby have a strong one-on-one match with Hangman and beating Hangman for the title. Okay. Showing the fact that these are two men who had to go down the road against the Death Riders, now clashing against each other at the end of the world, at the end of the year. Okay. It sells at World's End. Two men collide. Darby Allin. Oh, there's a coffin drop. Hangman Adam Page. Oh, the book. Like, yeah, there's the promo. Like, get the voiceover guy. And get a check. Like, let's go. Like, that's all it is. But to dive in, to wrap up the tailgate brawl, or the preview show, if you will. There's Max Caster, Anthony Bowens versus Juice Robinson, and Austin Gunn versus Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners for the secondary match of the cash. $200,000. Who you got?
I'm flipping a coin.
I'm just going Max Caster. I'm just going Max Caster. And Anthony Bowens.
Okay. I can go with them too. I mean, I can go with them. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the Outrunners won. I mean, they've got a great gimmick going. They're very entertaining. But I think they're gonna put the what's it called? The Acclaim back together at some point. They were the two parts are great. Actually, the sum is better than the two parts, I should say, because as the tag team, they were a whole lot more entertaining than them separate. So I think the Acclaim is going to get back together. You just go from there.
I fully agree with you. I was not too high on the split to begin with, in my honest opinion.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like it was. It didn't feel like we had a direction for everybody to go, and it just didn't feel like it was the time for that. Oh, I knew I missed a match. That's why I'm glad.
Yeah, I think it was premature as well.
But yeah, I just don't think it was time for them to do that. So I'm glad that they are back together and working together, because it provides them an opportunity. They're an AEW original tag team that have had success with connecting with the audience and winning gold. So to me, rework the gimmick, retool what they're doing, get rid of daddy ass. Let's do some new stuff. But I don't think it's time to split them up again. I missed the match completely on the pay-per-view, so I definitely wanted to go back. Put it up on the website. It's the 4-way tag match
Yeah.
between Marina Shafir and oh my god.
Megan Bain.
Yeah, thank you. It's just tiny writing. Megan Bain. Tony Storm and Marina Shafir. Marina Shafir and Mina Shirakawa. Then we got the oh my god, the tiny writing. Sisters of Sin. And what are they? What is Willow's team calling themselves? Willow and
what's something Wrath? Something with Wrath.
What is that B word? Wow, it's so small. This is not good on air.
Babes of Wrath.
Yeah, that still doesn't look, it look like an R next to it. Yeah, this is a rough graphic, but yes. Who do you have winning this match? Because the person who wins the match gets to then pick the stipulation for their next tag team match.
Oh, okay. So that would be, I think it's going to be the Sisters of Sin. And the reason being is because if you flash back to the Blood and Guts match, Sky Blue was super vicious. And I think they're going to bring that kind of match back into whoever they're facing next. And I think it's going to be the Sisters of Sin winning the match, and they're going to call for a hardcore match. And I think it's probably going to be up against Willow and Harley Cameron.
Okay, give Willow that chance to get extreme and whatnot.
That suits her, Harley Cameron. That, I mean, I think it's one of those two or one of those four women. I think that would fit for them.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Megan Bain and Marina Shafir because I think then they that match. You know what? Actually, you know what? I'm a swing wide. I'm gonna swing low, Sweet Chariot. I'm actually gonna go. Timeless Tony Storm wins this match.
Okay.
Because then I think they want revenge for the way Mina was beat down in Blood and Guts, so they asked for a no DQ tag match.
Okay.
With the Marina and Megan Bain.
Yep, okay.
That's what I see.
Okay.
I like the Sisters of Sin idea because I think they are very good at extreme matches. And I think that's when Sky Blue and Julia Hart personally are at their best. Willow is really good at them too. Like I love her in her hardcore matches.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say she's at her best, but Harley has shown me much, and so I will raise the roof for Harley as well in those matches. But I think there's a bigger story with that whooping that because if that was just a straight tag match, I can see the straight tag. How I talked about Tony turning on Mina, I see Mina turning if they get a straight match with the tag champs later on down the line in the rematch. So not Mina, but Tony turning on Mina in that second match when it's a regular match. I can see all the excuses for the no DQ stipulations and whatnot between these women and that being the failure. So yeah, let's rock with it. I'm going with Tony Storm.
Okay.
I like them.
Okay.
Let's do this thing.
Nice.
But any last thoughts before we wrap up? Because I'm wrapping up Full Gear because we have other stuff to talk about and I want to get us in and out.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not getting to the first pre-show match because I honestly
I have no thoughts.
I am not a Big Boom AJ fan at all.
I don't bring the boom.
No, not at all. No, respectfully.
Respect. Hey, make your bag. However you.
Respectfully, do you, bro? Live your dream. Hey, I'm just not in it.
That's what you do.
But I'm happy for you.
What other people as well are doing currently coming up is Survivor Series, and so I'm gonna run down the card. I want you to tell me what sticks out to you. So we got the Women's World Championship match. We have Stephanie Bequer versus Nikki Bella, the big offender herself in the mispronunciation. Who is going to win this match? Who do you have in this match? Oh no! Excuse me. I'm running down the whole card, but I think that's actually what's going to kick off the show. So, nice, exciting jazz start. We're going to have the Intercontinental Championship John Cena in a rematch against the person he beat for the title in the first place, Dominic the mega champion
Mm-hmm.
in his hometown, calling his shot against the world champ, not the greatest champion of all time. Excuse me. Let me put the respect on his title and his name. And then we got the women's War Games match. We have Oh Captain, Oh Captain, Oh Captain, My Captain, Rhea Ripley, calling
Okay.
upon her best friend, Io Sky. And then Alexa Bliss calling upon her best friend, Charlotte Flair, to then tag with AJ Lee. He's gonna be with AJ Lee. We gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna see. But then against Nia Jax, the bougie one herself, the bougie bully, Lash Legend, on her now main roster debut and first feud on the roster. And the Kabuki Warriors, probably with the addition of the man Becky Lynch. How you feeling about this match?
I like it. And only because Nia Jax is from San Diego do I think her team is losing, because that's what WWE does. You from the hometown, you're taking the L. She may not get pinned, she may not get submitted, but she ain't winning. And that's a sad story. Sorry, Nate.
Dang, that's real. That's real. When will Asuka get her win? That is the question. When will Asuka get her win?
She deserves it, but unfortunately, that's the hand she dealt. So,
oh, and then we got the main event: CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the world champion, the WWE champion, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, along with somebody who said, why am I looking at you? It ain't Christmas yet.
Right.
Roman Reigns versus the Vision, the White Vision, if you will, of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. How you feeling about this 4-match card? Do you feel it's going to be as tight as what we were talking about with Blood and Guts earlier? Or is it going to flow that same way? Oh, he said, no. He said, not feeling it.
Nah.
No bueno.
It should be simple. It should be just looking at the star power. It should be the heels going over on this one. But again, it should be the heels going over. It probably won't be, because, I mean, you got Roman Reigns coming back and you want the people to leave happy. I think Dominic Mysterio is going to win, so the people are not going to be happy about John Cena losing. So you want people to have an overall positive tone when you're having these types of shows. So I got CM Punk and gang winning, even though on paper it should be Brock Lesnar in the Vision and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, But that's who I would be. That's who I would want to win, because, again, you got too many combustible elements on the babyface side. You got the Usos, who just came back with Roman, and Roman's like, hey, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas, only to come back early for Christmas and saying, hey, I'm going to join the squad. Jimmy and Jay should feel some type of way about that. Like, yo, you abandoned us, and now you going to come right now? He's got beef with CM Punk still. There's way too many combustible elements on that side for it to work. And I think that with Brock Lesnar being on the side with the Vision, with Paul Heyman and group, I cohesively, I think that one will work better with all the egos on that side. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna knock out the obvious things for the card, and we're gonna spend the most time on the things that we need to spend on. Women's World Title, Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh yeah. Didn't even mention it, because that's whatever.
After part. Women's War Games match, because AJ Lee is on that other team, I do not think they are losing. I fully agree with you. They are going, the babyface women's team is going to win that match. Here's now where we beg to differ.
Okay.
I am going with John Cena to retain. And you might say, why waste another match in the John Cena title in the John Cena retirement tour? But why make the last Raw match 6-man? We could have just did this match on Raw and then did something new in Survivor Series. I get the hometown aspect, but like I could have just done something new. You tease me with a CM Punk match, and you're never gonna give me another one of those, even though Punk was like, I'll give you a shot at the world title. I will literally give you the chance to be an 18-time world champion. And for to literally never mention that, never talk about that, never go after that or achieve that, come on now. That just kind of feels the last time all Cena did was walk out to Punk. Punk didn't come out to Cena. Cena came out to Punk. So like he's done it before. We can do it again, but okay, we're not gonna do that. Whatever. But like I think the men are going to lose. I think Cena holds on to the IC title to give up. I would say give that blessing like it's a dollar bill from your grandma, but like to give that opportunity and that win over to somebody else to double lose. Unless you're just going, if he loses to Dominic, he wins in his next match, and I think he should lose on the way out more than on the way to being going out. So like I think he holds on to that IC title to lose it in his last match. I also think because then also it bolsters up the title. It jumping back and forth between John and Dom doesn't do much for it. But you go from Dom, who held it and defended it and did it pretty good, from Mania forward to losing it to John Cena, cool, to then now John Cena losing it to the next person to bolster them up. The future, the last time is now. Bam, there you go. It helps them grow. So I'm going John wins.
Okay.
And I'm going the men heel team to win because I think that then gives you CM Punk and Logan Paul at the Rumble for the world title, whether I like it or not. Whether I like it or not, I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, and him getting the win in this match gives him now an opportunity to get another shot at Cody in this match.
Okay.
Roman now, because it seems to be the only side of the bloodline that gets the TV time of the cameras in the back, actually having conversations. I think because Roman, Jimmy, and Jay have been so good in war games, they walked out of it last year, throwing up the one with Punk. Yeah, this year it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that easy. And it was easier getting everybody to the table this time. Roman just showed up on his own. Punk already had the other team together, even though they had internal issues. Like you said, there's a lot of combustible elements already on that side. I think that they just naturally explode, and you have a beast in the cage with him. A man who loves the octagon. And so this might not be an octagon, but he's closed in steel. So he's in his element. And in a cage match we've never seen him in before.
Right.
So like I like this to me looks like a video game lineup. Both matches look like a video game lineup. So like I'm not mad at either War Games match. I'm curious to see how they perform differently, if they get any blood, if they get anything of the such out of this match, because this is Triple H's, it's the Levesque era. And I will point back to that Hell in a Cell match. When he sees the time and he sees it's worth it, Punk and Drew bled a gusher in it. So I don't think just because it's WWE, there's not going to be any blood in the men's War Games match. Maybe not the women's, but I could see that in the men's. And maybe in the women's hard way blood if they get some hard way blood. But I'm curious to see which match delivers. Bronson, don't jump off the damn cage.
No, sir. No. Stay away from turnbuckles. Stay away from turnbuckles. Stay away from tables.
Just stop. Don't. But with that said, any other highlights you want to cover about Survivor Series before we hop on to the main event?
No, I think you covered it because, again, to your point, I don't think that both heel teams or both face teams are going to win. There's one face, one heel is going to win. That's just WWE math.
I'll beg to differ. I will beg to differ. At the Great Survivor Series of 2023, I was at live. Both babyface teams won.
Was that still Vince booking though?
No, that's Triple H.
Triple H was booking it up. Okay.
Because that's when Becky had to call. Becky and Charlotte had to work together
Okay.
to get over their feelings against each other.
Okay.
And they had Bianca on their team and somebody else. And Rhea was on the other team because Rhea was still a heel at this time. No, Rhea wasn't in the match. Rhea, don't quiz me. I was at a lot of shows that year. But they won that match. The men's match then later on that night is when Randy came back, hit that RKO. They won later, and then Punk came out after that.
Got you. Okay.
That's why that was a double babyface night. So if they deem it worthy, and that night gave the company such a boost, if they can make it work from a double babyface win, can be great. But
got you. Okay. Okay.
I don't think since Roman and Punk together with those odds, you can say Heyman kept them together last year, where they don't have Heyman this year.
Right. Right.
So now they explode. So that's why I think that's why we get the difference in this. But I like you. I like you. Like where you going, man? You're cooking. You're cooking. But you know what else you're cooking with? This Uncrowned segment. Yo, baby.
Yeah. 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 So
who's you feeling this month? Who do you think is uncrowned? Who do you think should be highlighted?
Yeah, this individual should have been a world champion. I mean, his work speaks for himself. I mean, he's been in the game for about 20 years, maybe a little bit over 20 years. And I think this uncrowned champion right here is, let's see here. Anyway, his name is MVP. MVP is my uncrowned champion. He should have been a champion a long, long time ago. I mean, this dude was coming out back on SmackDown. You know, he had his own inflatable tent running out from that. He had Silk the Shocker doing his theme song. This dude was on top of the world, one of the better U.S. champions. I mean, when he came out, he had the 305 chain on his neck. He had, he was doing the balling, everything. He had everything going for him, but they didn't pull the trigger on him. And it's a shame because, I mean, from a cultural aspect, this was when SmackDown was on UPN. And, dude, I mean, when you got Jagged Edge coming out for Teddy Long's wedding, when you got Jeff Hardy gigging to it right there, when you got, you got 3-6 Mafia doing Mark Henry's theme song, that was a time to be had. And right there, you had MVP. He was doing some great ring work. He's doing some, of course, great mic work. But they didn't pull the trigger on him. And he hit a ceiling. So he left, went to New Japan, became, you mentioned it earlier, he was the inaugural Intercontinental Champion over there. Never the world champion. He went to other promotions, no world championship. He should have been a world champion. I mean, he's been on Bloodsport. He's a black belt. He's a true martial artist, and I think we need to give him his flowers. And he should have been a world champion, in my opinion. What say you, bro?
I fully agree with you. Growing up on SmackDown, it was Booker T. And then once Booker went King Booker, I was like, I'll tell you, Kid Me was not feeling King Booker. I was like, why we got to do it like that? Why we gotta be a clown? Why we gotta have the fake crown on and pretend to have an accent now when he wasn't acting like that a year ago? Like only the jobbers do stuff like that. So why we got the black man having to do that to get a world title? Like what's going on here? I won't lie, I've turned the corner on King Booker at this point because, like, especially when he breaks the accent, he's like
King Booker.
But when he goes like, oh yeah, hey, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
Me.
That part right there, man, that was cool. The one thing I couldn't do, like with King Booker, is like I never trust a dude with a beard and no mustache. I can't do it. You have the full set or the goatee, but you never let your upper lip be naked by itself, and you got some hair in it. You just can't do that. That has to be in the book of Man Law, chapter 316. It's got to be in there. It's got to be in there. But But anyway, but he was a total heel with that. Look at Kofi Kingston.
Oh, for real?
He's a heel, and he knows it. And again, that's in the book, right? So going back to that, Booker T had that thing going on anyway. But
you look at Booker on SmackDown,
bro.
You look at Booker on SmackDown as a black man. He had the personality, but had a king gimmick. You had Bobby Lashley, who was a black man who came to SmackDown. Very generic, I will say now. I can see how he was generic, but to me, as a black kid growing up, I was like, he's just an athlete. He's just doing his thing. Like he's got his starter pack, but he's doing his thing. Like he don't have to be a rapper. He can just be himself. Like that's cool. And then came MVP, and it was like the evolution of like the black man on the roster because he was up to date. He wasn't doing no clown stuff. He was as a kid in middle school diving into hip hop, and then in high school diving into hip hop, having somebody throwing up the 305, having somebody literally coming out. I'm not even a sports fan, but him coming out the tent with the flames, and then when he won the title, he got the fireworks, and the double champ status with the tag titles and the US title. Seeing him go all that, his funny nature with him and Matt Hardy when they were doing their challenges. The fact that you had so much charisma in and out of the ring to be able to carry that reminded me of. He reminds me of like on SmackDown. He filled the void that when Eddie passed. Characters didn't have that kind of in and out the ring personality like that. MVP did off rip his first year, a couple years in the game, and so he should have had a shot on SmackDown during that time period with the world title. When? I don't know. And it would have been a fart. It'd have been a fart with it probably. It would have been like a 2-month reign of it. But I think his character could have been continuously built to a point that after he got done with that US title reign, cool. I'm going back at it, and I'm about to succeed to get to that next level. I'm the MVP, but how do I not have the MVP belt? Right. How do I not have that belt off of Batista? Like, how do I not have that belt off of whoever the world title champion is at that time? Like, I need to get that belt off of them. Ken Kennedy was at that point challenging for the world title.
Right.
MVP should have also been challenging right alongside him. They both had just as much personality, just as much character. So I don't see why they couldn't. And they were both rising at the same time. I don't see why he can. When you had somebody like a Ken falter with an injury, instead of an Edge popping up, MVP 2007. Well, no, I can't say that because he was getting the US title around the time period. Maybe he wasn't proven at the time period. But you know what? That next year's WrestleMania 24, I love Punk getting the briefcase. That's cool and all. We could have gave it to MVP. He was in the match. Matt Hardy literally stopped him from winning the match.
Yeah.
But we could have just let MVP get the briefcase and then had the moment after. You just had a moment after. It might not sound right to you, but I want the black man to win. So he could have just had the moment after. So
I just want somebody who looked like me winning sometime. That's all.
Because I'm trying to think, outside of Big E, I don't think have we had any other.
You had Kofi.
Kofi wasn't no black male. And Money in the Bank. I'm talking Money in the Bank.
Oh, Money in the Bank. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Big E. I think
it's just Big. Is it just Big E?
I think so.
But with that being said, he could have been a candidate for Money in the Bank, and I think him carrying that briefcase around, he could have been one of the first people to bedazzle, bling out the briefcase. He could have been. That would have been an easy gimmick for him to walk around with.
Oh yeah,
to carry and tout, and then win the world title off of that. Him in 08, 09 winning a world title is easy. The space was open for it, so he could have did that. But how about we jump to now? I hate to say it. I hate to give him just this level of a title, and I think he deserves so much more. Why not give MVP the opportunity to take himself in this Hurt Syndicate that he's in and turn himself into the Kingpin? We already got Shelton winning that national title, potentially. What if down the line, after Brody loses it after his heel run, and whoever the babyface comes to beat Brody, the next person to beat that babyface is the Kingpin. MVP says, you know what? Shelton then has some gold in this company. And maybe Shelton gets the national title back later down the line. He drops it, gets it back. Who knows? TNT title. Gets another belt. Bobby's got the world title. And MVP's like, you know what? My other brothers, they got their belts. It's time that the Kingpin actually does it. And he creates this, he takes his character to the next level, being almost like a Suge Knight style. I'll create you and make you a star, but you cross me and I'll kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that him utilizing the Hurt Syndicate, that maximizing his group. I took Bobby in TNA and made him a bigger star than he ever was. I took Shelton and brought him to here and brought him out of the squalor that WWE was putting him in when I was trying to pull him to greatness there. And now look at what I've made him. I would love to see him take a Kevin Knight away from Speedball and add Kevin Knight to the function. If we're not getting Cedric in the company, take Kevin Knight and grow Kevin Knight as one of those young talents. Take another talent in there too, and show what happens if you don't follow it. If you can't keep up the standard, you get cut quick. So you can then see the consequence and the success. You want to see the why you shouldn't cross him, and then the why you should. And he can then bolster ROH. The promos will be great as world champion, ROH world champion down there.
Yeah.
Be able to build it to a spot to drop it to another young talent and grow them. Maybe he, the B Rabbit that tries to come take it away from him. Who knows? But I want to see MVP not just be a manager in AEW. That's my long story short. We are talking about Uncrowned, and I don't think that always has to mean like, oh, the door is shut on their careers that they can never win a world title. An ROH world title, though it is not as predominant as it has been in the past, I think MVP can do wonders with that belt. Just like Bandito's doing wonders with it, I think character-wise and building characters down in ROH, I think that can be a bolster to that ROH brand while doubling up on AEW, because he'll get the time.
I like that. I like the Suge Knight comparison, the business bully, if you will. I think that's a great idea. That's a great gimmick. I mean, that gets him more face time. And I mean, you can go under his learning tree, Speaking of learning tree, why can't you get like a Brian Keith? Get him on that. Because I mean, I like what him and Big Bill are doing, but come on, man. I mean, if you want to grow the character, Brian Keith is a great talent. Put him around him. And why not bring in a Big Bill? They don't have to be, syndicate. They could be affiliated to the syndicate.
Okay, I like that. And he's stumping in Tim's already anyway.
Exactly.
So get him in a suit. I see him doing his thing.
He's been around a couple cookouts.
You know what? If you brought those two in and Kevin Knight, I think Kevin Knight should be the one then to get turned on.
Yeah.
I would then have Kevin Knight rivaling them with that baby face and then grow Brian Keith in that role. Right. As that young up and comer amongst that group. Because I think he came out of DPW. He's been growing on AEW through his matches, but to me, he needs a bigger story. He needs a bigger come up. So, and I know the Bounty Hunter is a gimmick that works, but I'm gonna need to see you cashing in some real bounties and getting some cash, my man. So
exactly, because it's not personal; it's just business.
Hey, I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving it.
Yes.
So
sir.
with that said, we gonna wrap up the show with the usual. So, no, I forgot. We didn't do it the last time. So we gotta do the 6-man. This is the 6-man. So I need 2 in each category from you. Your winner, your loser, and your eye of the month. It's the 6-man because we skipped it last time. I called it Three Stooges. I completely forgot we didn't do it the last time.
Yeah, we didn't do it last month.
Yeah, stick with the Three Stooges.
Okay, we go with the Three Stooges. So the Three Stooges, I'm gonna combine my two winners.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go a promotion.
Oh,
Winning promotion, AEW, hands down
okay.
for that. Just for the show with blood and guts. I mean, that was, like I said, it was, even though it's a free show, it felt like pay-per-view level, pay-per-view quality. I mean, all gas, no brakes on that one. I loved it. For my performer, that's a good one. Oh man, I don't have a performer off the top of my head. Sheesh. I'm trying to think who would be a good pick for this. I'm gonna say Mercedes Moné, and because all she do is win, 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 no matter what. You know what I'm saying? She keep getting belt after belt after belt. And she's been a solid performer this entire year, man. So, and I think this month, she's gonna get another belt, my opinion, after this weekend. So she's just gonna keep collecting and go from there, man. So those are my two, promotion, AEW, and performer, Mercedes.
Okay. How about your loser?
WWE is a promotion for sure. No. They're not my loser. No. TNA, because they were off. They had a hot pay-per-view, and what they did to Mike Santana, trying to like swerve everybody, say, you know what, he mad, he's not gonna show up for this meet and greet. Do your fan base dirty after you like got up out the mud. You put on a great pay-per-view, off for 4 weeks, and then do an unnecessary title change. Congrats to Frankie Kazarian, respectfully, but that could have waited. At least give the man a couple weeks to show up on this on TV with the belt over his shoulder. Instead, they put him to work, and you don't have no title to show for it. It's bad booking like that turns people away from your product. That's not. I mean, he works. I know this is professional wrestling, and I know it's scripted, but to build your character up to a certain point where he finally gets the championship to represent your company, to put more eyeballs on the company, only to pull those shenanigans is just it's frustrating. Performer that's like my loser. I don't have a loser I'm just gonna throw a name out there. Big Boom AJ. I'm not interested. I don't care how many opening matches you have, bro. I'm not interested, man. I'm not interested in the Rizzler. I'm not interested in anything like that you got, bro. I mean, I'm glad you live in your dream, but I mean, this is what the Performance Center is for. This is what the Nightmare Factory is for. I don't know, man. I shouldn't be doing so much disrespect to this guy, but
That's tough.
You're like Novocaine, sir. I'm just not feeling you. And my all right is I'm gonna go another promotion. WWE is my all right,
Okay.
Because I mean, there's out of 3 hours worth of showtime, you give me about half hour's worth of good entertainment, and the rest of the time I'm just like, really? Here we are. I mean, going back to the John Cena triple threat match, the 6-man tag, that could have been saved. I think that the what's it called? SmackDown has been okay at best. And they're going to 3 hours, so not too excited about that, but it's just okay. I mean, the ticket prices are going to get the common fan that wants to go and take their family to the shows. They're not going to be able to afford it. So it's like at some point you're going to lose your fan base. And the one thing that Vince McMahon had in mind was to hook the families, specifically the kids, because if you get the kids hooked, they're going to be fans for life, and then they're going to introduce it to their kids. I mean, that's how it was with me. I was a little kid, got hooked to the WWF at the time. WWE comes on. It's like, okay, cool. They get a hot product, and I'm still watching to this day. And now it's like San Diego is only it's a 6-hour drive for me, if that, right? So I could go, but I'm not going because I saw how much the ticket prices are. I'm like, yo, you missed me with that. So yeah, all right. Hopefully they figure it out. And also the storytelling with the whole John Cena thing. We could have been having good John Cena storytelling time, but they turned him. Didn't know what to do once they turned him. It's frustrating. So my performer of the month. Oh man, I don't know. I need to chew on that one for a little bit.
Okay.
I'll let you get to yours now. I'll come back.
So for me, we kind of aligned, but I'm gonna go AEW for the consistency of the storylines of the building. I'm waiting for that pay-per-view to happen. I'm waiting to see what the next evolution of some of these, the Kenny story and the Death Rider story and the Hangman story. So I'm very excited to see who's gonna come out the other side of the women's tag title tournament. So AEW's been doing that really good.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like to call one of my winners Tony Khan and also Ariel Helwani because I ended up watching their hour-long interview.
That was a good
If you
interview.
know anything, especially about the history of their first interview and how that did not go well versus now where they're at, I don't know. I really enjoyed listening to that and just seeing people, especially in this day and age when we're in a country where people just you can screw up, and that's to me that's the end of them. And people just there's so much division and so much. Just I don't know. It's nice to see people actually reconcile and try to come to the table and actually talk and listen to each other. So that's really good to listen and see. Loser, that's simple and that's easy. That's TNA for the mic story, the mic situation. I'm just, what are we doing here, homie? What are we doing here? So, and loser, secondary loser, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with WWE, but for wasting John Cena's retirement tour. I'm mad that we doing the Spider-Man meme and pointing at each other who wasted what time and who did what. John, this is your final year. Speak up. If you don't like it, speak up. Triple H and y'all stop resting on y'all laurels and just write it out. Don't do what Disney did with Star Wars when they didn't script it out all the way and stick to it. Write a dang script. And if the fans are telling you something, write it in too. But like, by George, give me something strong story-wise of a man going out on his final year, not this. So, but my eye of the month, it's John. I'm gonna give John Cena the eye. I'm gonna say as a performer because I see homie wrestling. To me, I've enjoyed a lot of his matches as of late and his time as of late than I have during this earlier part of the year. And I can tell you, I don't think I'm going to miss John when he leaves. Like, I'll miss his presence if he was going to be the full-time person that he was, but like, this is not the John Cena of old. This is not going to be the same person. And by the time he leaves and comes back, I remember the interview I heard of Kurt Angle talking about the fact that when he stopped wrestling, how much that made his body hurt to actually come back and take bumps. And he couldn't bump or move, and he was a lot stiffer than he was when he was actually just consistently wrestling through the pain. He took that break when he first got hired in the WWE, was the GM, and then did the Shield stuff, and then kind of came back at WrestleMania. Yeah, homie said that a lot of pain throughout all that, and his final year, a lot of pain because of how much he was trying to get back in the practice of wrestling. So Cena leaving, I can see him being done and it's over. So I don't think I'm gonna miss him, but I'm glad that he is at least giving us more than what I thought he was just gonna ride the easy train all the way out, and he has not been. So I will give him his comeuppance when I see that. So it ain't been perfect, but it's at least been nice to see. And I'm gonna go for my other eye of the month, Jay Uso. I want to see where it goes. I want not the in ring, but the character. The character has been impressing me, and I want to see where it goes because Crash Out Jay, he could be the one that actually. That's what a lot of the Bloodline storyline was real interesting, was watching his emotions grow, shift, change around the way others are treating him and moving around him.
Right.
Him trying to fiendishly get back to the world title because he feels this little brother, big brother nature being put on him. I like that in a sense, and I like where that could take him as a character. So, but I'm gonna need that in ring to increase, so that's why he in the eye of the month. So,
I got my eye. It took me a little bit to think about it, so it's a tie for my eye of the month. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder.
Okay.
I mean, I like that they came back, but I'm kind of, like, all right. But I'd rather Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona show up on WWE TV. Personal opinion. I'm glad that it's a flashback to the past, but they've evolved since they left. They're other characters since they left. So putting them back in that category, and again, they both lost, but I mean, I'm glad they got the opportunity to come back and perform, but I just wish it was under the Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona monikers, respectively.
I'll give you Matt. I wish it was Matt that he came back as, but I got an affinity to Dolph. A lot more than Nick Nemeth.
Well, he even came out with the wanted man jacket, right? And that's a whole Nick Nemeth thing, so.
I heard somebody say an awful joke that says he was unwanted.
They didn't want you, dog.
He wanted. You need to put 2 more letters on that jacket. But, that's
hilarious.
That's tough. But with that said, y'all, that's another month of Ring Theory. We are next month looking to end the year strong with our end of year show. We're going to be looking at, the semester is coming to a close. And so that means you got to get your grades. And so AEW is going to get graded. WWE is going to get graded. We might give out some small participation awards to TNA and some other orgs out there if we feel the need to. If they stand up and shine bright like a diamond, as one Rihanna might say. But with that said, we're going to highlight some of the best matches, the best character development, the emotion, the storylines, what has been going on in both companies this year. What are our highlights? What are our lowlights? And who deserves to get that A in class? And so with that said, hope you studied for the finals. Bring your pen and pad to class for the next one. But that's it for this edition of Ring Theory. So Jay, do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, I'd like to promote, check us out. Let me see here. Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, is it the drive?
I was going to put that. Yeah, the drive for 500. Don't forget about that because we have, where is it at? We just going to do it. We're live anyway. The drive for 500. Check us out on Patreon. It's only $3 to get in. So you get access to shows like this. You also get the Kings of Sport. You get the parlay. You get Super Salad. Even more of that. Sometimes you get some live watches on that. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Doesn't cost you to do anything except your time. So mash that like and subscribe button. You can follow me at Jarek_wins on Instagram. Super active on there. So yeah, that's what I got. And so can't wait to see what we got for going on for next month.
And my name is Downtown Brown, and you can follow me at Brown first of his name on Instagram. You can catch me on the drive to 500. Help us get to those 500 YouTube subscribers and those 500 Patreon subscribers. Catch me on Ring Theory. When I'm not working on a Monday, you can catch me on the parlay or any other thing that is on Monday that we like to do. You might see me at a movie theater showing of a picture soon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled out for the future of Nefarious Media Network. But thank you for your time and your energy. I hope everybody out there is having a blessed one. Peace and chicken grease. Bundle up, y'all. It's getting cold. I gotta watch.
Don't worry, I'm hitting the button.